What's up, guys? It's Joe with Schematic Solutions, and we are back at it with the trading journal. So ultimately today we're going to be diving into how to automate a few of these tabs. We're going to dive into the account transactions just a little bit, and then we'll pretty much be saving the rest for the next video, which will most likely be creating our dashboard a little bit and customizing up the journal to make it look better to how we want it. But last time we left off, after creating our tabs, we created and figured out exactly which categories we wanted to use, and then I decided to paste in some information ultimately just to kind of help us out with this process. Let's see, copy, paste, it's the same number. Okay, perfect. So some of the automated information that we're not going to want to have to put in are highlighted in green above. It's going to be our risk reward per trade for each trade, our closeout risk reward. We want to be able to calculate the overall percentage of profit or loss this trade is relative to our account balance. We're going to want to know our account balance after each and every single one of these trades. We're going to want to know what number trade this is, and this is going to come in handy when we start getting into our charts. And when, like, let's say for example with FTMO, you can have it, you can see each and every single trade you take within the day on the chart. So ultimately it's going to come in handy later, and last but not least, the total plus or minus that you made for the day. And this will all be updated automatically from the information over here. So you don't have to input any more information. We're trying to make it easier for us. So how do we calculate the risk to reward? So ultimately what you're going to want to do is you can click up here, or you can just say clicked inside your cell. You're going to want to press equals. And we're going to come over to our take profit minus our entry point, and we're going to close the parentheses. We're going to divide that, throw in the parentheses, by our entry point minus our stop loss. Close it up, press enter, and that will calculate our risk reward based off our entry point, stop loss, and take profit. So really this is our potential risk reward if we were to hit our take profit. But you can see here my exit price was not the same as my take profit. So how do I get my actual closeout risk reward? What we're going to do, we're going to do the same exact thing. Throw in that equal sign. That equal sign allows us to be able to throw in that formula. So like if you wanted to see what would happen if we didn't throw the equal sign, let's throw in the formula. We'll throw in equals. We're going to go to, or sorry, no equals, our parentheses are, look, see, it's already not even working. It's already not even working. Up here, let's do it up here. So boom, we have our, yep, it is not working. So that's ultimately why we need that equal sign. Equals our exit price minus our entry price. We're going to divide this by our entry price minus our stop loss. And you will be able to see our actual RR. We hit stop loss on this trade because it is a -1 R. Now, just to show you, if we delete this equals, it'll just show the formula. As soon as we throw it back in, boom, perfect. So now, whenever you want to create more formulas for all these other rows, keep in mind it would be quite tedious to be able, or to have to go in and type in each one of these cells. So Microsoft actually makes it a little easier for us. We can click our cell that we want to copy. In this bottom right corner, there's a little square. We'll click and drag. And what it's going to do is copy the formula, but it's going to stay relative to where price is being dragged. So if we drag one down in each of the formulas, it's saying, okay, we're going to go down one because this formula is technically for one drag down. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, it will make more sense as we get into like our balance, because we're going to have to change that reference to being an absolute value. But same thing here, you can just click and drag, and perfect. So now we want to figure out how to get our profit percentage. And this isn't anything too hard, but before we do this, we may want to come over to our account transactions. I already have it set up, so we could see here. We'll throw a border around it. We have date, description, and the amount. Let's say you're just working with a little 10K FTMO account. We will also make it to where equals sum of all of these. Perfect. And that should be good. Now we can also decide to format if we really felt like it. Make these dollar signs. Boom, perfect. So here is our account transactions. This shows exactly how much money we have so far. It's going to come in handy right now. So for our profit percentage, what we're going to do is we're going to type in equals, and we're going to do profit, so it'll be 02 divided by our account transactions perfect. Not perfect. So we have 02 divided by our account transactions E40. Now let's change this. I should be able to do it here. Dollar hiding percentage. Sit loose. Okay. So it is not showing. Oh, it's because obviously it's 0. I'm pretty silly right now. If we change that to 10, does it change? Yes, it does. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's how we input the formula for our profit percentage. We will throw in that 02 account transactions, or 02 divided by our account transactions E40, which is ultimately the sum of all of our deposits. Now, to get these next ones, we don't want to click and drag. We're actually going to start with a different formula. And what that formula is, it's going to be equals profit on this level divided by our balance. Boom. So we will get this once we figure out our balance. Our loss is the exact same, so just opposite, equals, we will have our loss divided by our account transactions. Enter. Boom. We will change this to a percentage. All right. So same thing. We're going to now do equals. We will do in 3 divided by our balance, and it's going to give us an error. So now we can get into our balance, and our balance will be pretty simple. So we're going to type equals. We're going to go to account transactions. Coming back to our journal. Okay, so as of right now, our balance equals our account transactions, but we're going to add a few things. So we're going to say plus, and we're going to put in parentheses, our loss plus our gain plus our withdrawal. And withdrawal we'll say is R right now. And we will insert okay, we're actually going to change our withdrawal to S. Okay, perfect. It changed automatically. Change automatically. Now our withdrawal will just be here. If you ever withdraw any money, you'll enter it here, and it will update in your balance here. So pretty simple. Now let's update our next balance. So we're going to do equals our balance 1. We're going to add in parentheses N plus O plus our withdrawal. And that will get us right. So now we can format these two right here. We're formatting them so they will be percentages and show as percentages. Perfect. Now we have our information. All we need to do now is select, drag. Select, drag. Select and drag. Boom. So we have all of our automated information so far. There's a few more things that we need. This next one is going to be the number, obviously number 1, and then we do not want to have to fill this out by ourselves for each and every single trade. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these ultimately just count down. So there is, if you go into home, there's a button called fill. You'll go to series. We're going to fill in columns, not the rows. It's going to be linear growth. Our set value will be 1, and we will stop at, let's stop at 1,000. And it will count for us all the way down. That's quite awkward. Let's try this one more time. Series, columns, 1, stop at 1,000, and go. There we go. Okay. So ultimately, just ensure that you're actually on the 1 and not underneath it. That's why it didn't actually go last time. But this will count your trade. So ultimately, as we get the charts, it will show for each one of your trades how much have you made, blah 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 blah, all of that fun stuff. Now, last but not least, as far as the total profit or loss, if you guys have kind of caught on to the trend, you may understand how to do it. We're going to type it in equals, and we're just going to add our profit or loss. So into plus our profit. And that will give us our total profit or loss. And we will just drag this down. Boom, bang, pow. So we have all of this so far. We have our account transactions, and we have our dashboard. So on our next call, we don't have our dashboard. We're going to be getting into our dashboard. On our next call, we're going to be getting into the dashboard. It's pretty simple. It's going to hold a good amount of information. So we will have a few different formulas, but these formulas will make things easier on us in the long run. Now, if you guys would like to make it to where your wins and losses turn a certain color. So let's say we want to make our losses turn red. This is just a quick little tip before we hop off. What we're ultimately going to do is select our loss column. We're going to go into conditional formatting. We'll go to a new rule. We'll go to classic. Format only cells that contain specific text containing, and we'll type in loss. We can custom format this. So let's say we do get a loss. We can decide, let's see, that's pretty bright. Maybe let's not have a red that bright. We can decide to make it turn red. We can make it bold, whatever the case may be. We can format it a certain way, but let's just say we only want it to turn red. Now, anytime in the loss column, we have a loss, it turns red. So keep in mind, you can do that for numbers, you can do that for certain risk rewards. So if you ever have a risk reward that's over your -1, so maybe like for here, I have minus 0.09. If you ever get that -0.1, you could have it pop up red just to show like, hey, I need to figure out, was there slippage? Did I move my stop loss? Whatever the case may be, what happened? But yeah, so this was how to automate some parts of your trading journal and how to throw in that conditional formatting. Like I said, next time we will be diving into really how to get the dashboard together. Hope you guys gain value. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys soon.